All right, so we have a lamb loin chop with a whatever that jam was, pear port jam glaze, pan sauce thing. So yeah, after some of the fat rendered out, I added the jam to it and some garlic, and there was rosemary because rosemary and lamb is a thing. I hope, fingers crossed. And then with the green beans and the mushrooms, I went ahead and made green bean casserole, which I realize for some of you may not sound impressive, but when you realize that in my family, my dad hated green beans and both of my parents hated casseroles, we never had this. So I had to look up a recipe because I don't know how to make green bean casserole. So we'll see how that one goes. So that's four of the ingredients, and then the butternut squash is hummus.
Oh, that sounds delightful. Everything looks great. I'm going to help myself to my dinner, and then we will come back with our thoughts.
Sounds good. So what'd you think?
It was splendid. So, all three dishes were really good. I was just telling my wife that the squash hummus was the one most similar to the food we normally make. I would not have actually guessed that it was squash. There's a little bit of sweetness to it, but it tastes like hummus, which is impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it is basically like half hummus because it still has the tahini and the chickpeas and the garlic and the lemon juice. But
Sure.
instead of like half the garbanzo beans are replaced by the roasted butternut squash, and that's why it's sweet and very orange.
And there was a lot of squash in it, so awesome. Also, the green bean casserole was really good. You did your own fried onions, which was excellent.
Yes, fried in quotation marks because that was actually done in the oven at like 475, and I did set off the smoke alarm. But I think I managed
Only
to get
for like 3 seconds. I mean, that hardly counts.
That's true.
You round down to the nearest hour.
Thanks.
We never set off the smoke alarm. Yeah, it was very mushroomy as well, and that was good. And the
Lamb.
thank you, lamb chops, was delicious with a really good pan sauce. That was very impressively done. It was a very fancy meal overall, and all the components were delightful.
Yay! Well, I've never done lamb chops before, but glad that that was successful.
Yay.
It's tasty.
Thank you all for joining us in another delicious episode. We'll see you next week.